So, I come from Finland, the country where the government funds the libraries, where the libraries are guaranteed by legislation, and where there's a wide network of incredibly versatile libraries. Anyone can borrow books, music recordings, and movies from the libraries just for free, and the libraries organize book clubs and story hours, among many other activities. But most of the materials in the library requires the skill of reading, some written language, and no materials are available in sign language, not at least in Finland. I come from the Finnish Association of the Deaf, that the deaf themselves founded 110 years ago, even though the Finland got its independence less than 100 years ago. And I'm sure all of us in this room share the common viewpoint about how literature in our own mother tongue feels much more your own compared to the literature in the foreign language. Your own mother tongue is strongly tied to your own culture, how we experience the world around us, and how we are. I know that if I were to give this presentation in my own mother tongue, Finnish, instead of foreign language, English, which I do not use very often, I know I could be much more relaxed and lively here now, and it would be more comfortable for you to follow the presentation where it in your own mother tongue. For most deaf persons, their mother tongue is sign language, and in that case, literature in their mother tongue means signed video clips. Signed languages have no development and commonly agreed upon written form, and live video is the only way to record and share materials in sign language. In Finland, the amount of material in sign language accessible to all has been far too sparse. And as you know, Finland is a very sparsely populated country with long distances. The internet gives sign language users an excellent opportunity to produce and share materials in sign language. The first plans on the sign language library were drawn up in 2007 by the Ministry of Education and Culture together with our association, the Finnish Association of the Deaf. However, it took another 6 years until in 2013, so it means 2 years ago, the sign language library was written down in the government budget, and the government guaranteed the money to plan and start up the sign language library and to produce the material for it. The money was granted to use of the Finnish Association of the Deaf. I began my work as a sign language library designing 2013, exactly 2 years ago. To begin with, I updated the plan from 2007, since the world and especially the technology has vastly advanced in 6 years. In May 2014, the company to provide the internet platform was chosen based on bids, and 5 workshops were set up that consisted of the library potential users, including sign language using children, young persons, parents, seniors, immigrants, sign language teachers, to tell us about their wishes and needs for the sign language library's content and appearances. And in this slide, you can see one of my friends is deaf herself and signing just this moment. The library opened its virtual doors on October 2014, so about 7 months ago. And this picture in this slide is on the opening day when the library had then about 250 titles, and since then the library's contents have grown about 1 to 3 clips each week. The video clips are mainly produced by us, and now I work more like a producer, not a planner or anything anymore, because the library is open now. We have produced in sign language video clips since 1983, first VHS format and later DVD, and nowadays the videos are mainly made for the internet. The library picked from all the existing video materials, all the ones that were so suitable for a library, and these materials made up the library on opening day. That's why we have so many clips already when we just started last October. The library materials are divided into 6 main categories. And the main categories can be seen in here, this blue line over there. The 6 main categories are children, young adults, entertainment and culture, documents, profiles, and sports. Each category consists of 4 subcategories, and one video can exist in more than one main category and subcategory. At the beginning, the library has focused on producing materials for children and young adults, as they have been 2 categories with the least existing materials. With producing the materials for children, we have paired up with a public broadcasting company in Finland, and for the materials for the young adults, we hired a group of young adults to produce the materials. And those materials, believe me, they have been very popular. Young ones know how to make good video clips. We are currently in the process of starting a series of publications that presents the results of studies on sign language and the persons using sign language. Nowadays, those studies are only in written form, so deaf persons themselves, if they don't have a good skill reading Finnish, they can't even read the studies which are made their own language or their own culture. We must not forget that in addition to this, every time we find an open website in sign language, for example, somebody make good sign language websites here in France or in Great Britain or in United States, we can gather the meta-information and publish the link on the library's website. I am particularly proud that we have been able to publish poems created and signed by our users. The poems have been sent to the library, so my cell phone, by WhatsApp, for example. The library's news are published on a blog, and you can see the blog, it's over here. So I make my own web camera news video and then put it there and publish it. It's not so fine and top technical. We think that what is inside our website is more important. The new releases are easy for our users to follow, as the 6 latest additions are always featured on the homepage. So here you can see, here's 6 latest videos. And so when the users come to our website and take a quick look here and quick can see what are the newest materials. Technically, the library has executed so that the video is imported to a media server that is administrated by a company called Arkena. In Arkena, a thumbnail is created, which is a cover picture for the video, then named, and a short description of the content is written down along with the keywords. After this, the main category and subcategories for the video are chosen, and under which you can find the video later. For the publishing platform, we chose Drupal, which is an open source platform. Our funder, the Finnish government, recommends using open source platforms for these kind of services. In Drupal, all the possible information about the video is written down, including the sign language used. So every country has its own sign language. It's not international. The spoken language used, the language of the subtitles, the categories in which the video belongs to, all the persons who appear on the video, who script and directed the video, who translated the video, who produced it, and how long the clip is. And finally, the video is then published on the library's website. The search function on the website searches both the description as well as the performance and the makers of the video. And these slides, there's only a short, put it together, the technical point of view, our website. The new release, we are working in collaboration with other libraries in the country, and some of them have already published the link to the sign language library on their home pages. The sign language library has been well received in the library networks, as well as making up for something that has been missing from the public library network for a long, long time. On the home page of the library, there is a slot for a theme, and it's here. Sorry, now I missed the line. Oh, the theme changes every month, and the library chooses the themes based on the current issues. Using the theme, the library can advertise videos the viewers might not have found otherwise. The theme and other sign language library news are posted on the blog, which is sign language video-based blog. Everything that has been mentioned so far is all free for user and does not require signing in. If the user wishes to comment on the videos or make playlists compliant of them, they must sign in. The compliant playlists are open for viewing by all the other users. During this year, there will be a possibility to create so-called closed playlist, via which the library and the Finnish Association of the Deaf can share desired materials that have to be hidden due to any reason. For example, sign language teachers, they have wished that that kind of list should be there, for example, if they have created some exams about sign language. The main target groups for the sign language library are deaf, as well as the hearing persons who use sign language. The service is also very useful to sign language teachers and students, and to anyone interested in sign language. Accessibility, which is the main theme of this conference, is taken into account in the sign language library. In regards to the material, accessibility is gained by making sure that the most of the materials will be spoken in Finnish, or at least has subtitles. The W3c Evaluator is used for the technical implementation. The main goal of the project was to implement a responsive site for deaf people. The idea of responsive web design is to make websites that fit multiple screen sites. Most of the validation errors or warnings that W3c Evaluator outputs relate to advanced techniques needed for responsive image and video handling in Drupal content management system. These validation errors are considered unimportant since imaging and video content are a crucial way to present data on the site given the special needs of the audience of the site. The sign language library has been active for about 7 months now. The challenge remains how to get all sign language users and all those interested in sign language to find this website, and how to guarantee funding in this ever-tightening economic environment. But on the other hand, we can satisfy looking at the amount of viewers for the videos and the amount of visitors on the website. They clearly show us that the library has earned its spot in the sign language using community. The response we have gotten about the user's interface and the materials chosen for the library has been all positive, believe it or not. Not a single one negative response I haven't received yet. And now, if you like to visit our website so it can find like this viittomakielinen kirjasto, that's a Finnish word, it means sign language library. So you can learn a little bit Finnish language and also maybe Finnish sign language there. For place for children, there's some kind of memory test, and you can learn even Finnish signs through that play. And now, at the end, I want to thank you all for listening, and the organizers for inviting me to tell you about the Sign Language Library. Many of you have asked me at how many times I have given a presentation like this. This was the very first time. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.